Welcome to the DC, the Dingy Corner podcast.
Just a small prank. Yeah. That was not, it was not at his scare or something, because you know when it's during that journey, yeah, you're expecting anything. So it's not a scare per se. You know, it's if the baby is coming, it's coming. Yeah, unless maybe now, which we never experienced, maybe someone else who has experienced, maybe the woman having complications and all that. Like for me, we didn't have any.
Niaje wase, welcome to another exciting episode ya DC 106. Kwa nyumba ni Moffat, niko with my crew.
Niaje wase, kama K kama kawa, ni Jonah aka Babu. Welcome to another episode. Tuko on set.
Niaje wase, karibuni DC 106. Kama kawa ni Keith. Kindly like,
share,
subscribe,
and don't forget to comment.
Niaje wase, leo tunataka kuongelea it's a very interesting topic. Tukisema interesting topic is that none of us are expert in this matter. It is not something that us as men we go through, but we are significantly contributing towards its success or its failure, or we put people in that situation. So the topic that we're talking about today is what is the role of the male partner in the pregnancy journey. That is from the point of when you fail to get your morning after pill, up to the point of where that journey ends. I'm not really sure where the journey ends, but it is ideally just getting a bit of also women's perspective on what is it that it's the role of a guy in the pregnancy journey. For some guys, they believe that their role is as simple as fertilizing the egg. So it's a whole range of opinions. So we are just going to be putting ours. We are not experts. Tunataka pia kusikia zenyu as guys. Wanadhani what is your role in making the journey a success as a woman? If a guy puts you in a family way, what is your expectations? And sasa pia tujue a healthy compromise. Yeah, so that's what you're talking about today.
Yeah, also I think there is a behind the scenes who will be guiding the conversation.
Yeah.
To pea mwelekeo.
Patia mwelekeo, yani nini ungependa kusikia.
Okay, so on to the first question. What was your first honest thought when you found out that she was pregnant?
First honest thought. It's a lie. Yeah. That's for me, my first honest thought. I thought, sio kweli.
So maybe once she confirmed that it was true, what was running in your mind? Was it like, okay, I'm not ready for this?
I think the first thing that I've said is sio kweli. So from there now you start processing. You know, you have to watch and wait because you don't know. Watch and wait. Then she confirmed na test, bado test ziu fail inaweza kuwa ni imbo.
So
yeah, so until you start seeing for me, until I started seeing the journey imeanza kukua real, ndio hapo temperature ikaanza kupanda. Yeah, that is for me.
So ilikuwa ni something mnatafuta ama wewe pia ilikuwa off guard ama
I've had two experiences so far.
Have moja kutafuta ingine.
I've had two experiences so far, and the first experience I can say is it was neither here nor there. We had not intentional. So yeah, haikuwa kutafuta. Umeambiwa tu so that's why I'm saying, like, for me my first reaction was inaweza kuwa ni jama. Yeah, because we had tried before, nothing happened, so we said hii mambo sisi acha tuiweke kwa the back seat. Yeah.
Do you think maybe since you had tried before na haikuwa maybe imejipa alafu now imejipa made it a bit softer for you because it's something you had anticipated in some way, ama imagine now haungekuwa unajua ile ndio umepatwa haukuwa uko unatafuta.
Unajua ulikuwa umetafuta the first time like mic check then nothing, no sound coming back so mwanaume unaanza kufikiria ama nimeanguka na gunia, unajua. Yeah, so those doubts started coming up, but yeah, so this one now, when this one came, ikakuwa is it true? Is it really true? So waiting for the journey to see how it goes. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So Babu, your first honest thought when you were told that I am pregnant. So tell us, ulifikiria nini?
My first thought inakwanga like, why would someone
Get pregnant. I don't mean, why will someone get pregnant?
my first thought is ideally is usually why. So anyway, after why is
Happen.
she gonna keep it or yeah, but it's a lot of questions. But I actually say as a guy, the moment you decided to not take precaution, like the ball is already outside. It's outside your control right now. So it's either you just play ball because there's not much you can do. If she decides to keep it, she can keep it. You can't force her to keep it or remove it. If she decides to remove it, you can't force her to keep it. So it's everything was going to cooperate. But the first thing was in my head was why.
Okay, so because you've brought up the question of why, do you think it's the women's role to be the one to make sure that they don't get pregnant? Because I believe it's a two people indulgement, and I feel you saying that she should have placed some control measures. You can also place some control measures. So why did you as Babu not?
Kama fikiria kuna firewall next security level.
According to my records and according to my historical perspective, the last time I checked, she had taken measures. So I was presuming that we are still operating under the same variables, but clearly it was a presumption.
They say never make assumptions, man. I never make assumptions.
Anyway, it was a calculated assumption, but clearly people had also recalculated the assumptions too. So yeah.
Okay, so Moffat, your first honest thoughts when you found out that she was pregnant?
Mine I'd say would be why. The same thing. Mbona. Like there's a lot of steps to be that can be taken before you even decide to get to your point. And again, it depends. Am I looking for it or am I not looking for it? For me, that matters a lot. Like, is it a discussion we've had? Is it something we are going into? Because ideally, I'd be very clear that I really don't want this. This is not something that I want up to a certain point. If you decide to do it, if maybe you thought nilikuwa napiga jaba and you decide to go your way, I think for me, I wouldn't. It will really affect how I decide to take the journey after that. Yeah.
Okay, so for example that you've discussed it, right? And do you go ahead to discuss the fact that if she's on contraceptives or not, and if she says I'm not on contraceptives, what measures as a guy do you take?
She should be on contraceptives probably, because mi nimesha discuss come clearly forward, nimekwambia hey, this is not what I want. This is not the kind of journey yenye na look maybe to have in the next few. So I'd expect to niambie okay, if this is not the journey you want, then this is some of the things that we can do. Me, I'm not a woman expert to know ni nini zinaendeleanga kufanyika on the other side. Yes, on my side I know the precautions zenye naweza fanya, but since I didn't do but since I didn't do with the presumption that kuna the next level of
there's
security. Unajua ukivunja gate kuna na dogizi kwa pale pita soja, kuna na another level of security. So I had expected to kuna several mitigating.
So and if she's not willing to
do what?
To take the contraceptives, what's your other step?
Tuachie your story hapo until time yenye goals zetu zita align.
Okay, interesting. So the next question would be, during pregnancy, did you ever fake excitement when you actually scared inside? Like, at this point, men in the society mnaambiwa lazima mkae strong for the woman. Is there a point in during the pregnancy journey you felt like you were scared for some reasons and you acted like you're strong?
Unataka ianzie wapi, kwangu ama kwa mama?
Tuanze na babu.
For me personally, I actually say pregnancy is a very natural thing. It's like when you unasikia nika umekula Christmas umeshiba, kesho the next day utasikia mazeni kama you need to go to the washroom. So in an ideal world, pregnancy is a very natural thing. It takes 9 months. Even cows get pregnant, goats get pregnant. So it's a natural thing. So would I say I was scared? Like, the human body is very strong. God has given like people everything that they need to be able to, like, ideally carry a pregnancy to point. So I've never been in a situation where it's a high risk pregnancy. It's usually a very, very normal pregnancy. It's a young adult and a young adult, so it's not really high risk. So I'd never be said that I've been a patient where I'm scared. And actually say, you see, naona ni maneno ya Mungu. Mungu akisema hiki tutabebwa hadi mwisho. Like it's more of the universe will handle it. So it's not like it's something I'd say I'd be scared. It's like saying, have you ever been scared that maybe one day you run out of your ability to breathe?
No, maybe responsibility wise, that's what ulikuwa unauliza ama?
Yeah, like
were
is
you
there a
scared
point
of
in
the
your life that you were
responsibility?
scared and ulikuwa like
Responsibility for for a child. Scared of responsibility for a child. You see, a child like takes a child like takes about 21 years to be a mature adult. In 21 years, there's a lot of things that are going to happen in 21 years. Life is seasonal. You'll have highs, you'll have lows. So it's not something you need to be scared about because it's not something you're ever going to be able to fully solve. So it's just one of those things that you handle it like you cross the bridge when you get to the river.
Not true.
Because, okay, you might be having money to take care of the child for the first year. What happens on the second year?
Yeah, true.
Or you might not have on the first year and then the second year you get it. So it's not something you need to worry about. You just need to have the intention that, okay, I'm having a child coming on the way, I'll do my best to be able to provide for them. But it's not like something that's you're supposed to be scared about.
Okay, and assuming that was your first child, you've never encountered that experience. At least ukiwa na moja, you can be able to handle the second one. This is your first child. Maybe you're getting a very poor pay wherever you're working and everything. So once you realize that you have the responsibility to now take care of another whole human being, that never scared you at all.
Actually, look at it like this. At least you're having poor pay. There's a herder in Turkana with one goat. Does not even have drinking water. They have a child. The child will become an adult. So it's just the circle of life. It is very natural. People just overthink about it. But even if you have a cup of porridge, you can share. You can drink half of the cup. The child drinks the other half. You will both survive.
So you are a strong believer mtoto kuja na sahani yake.
See, mtoto, everyone is born with their own deck of cards. Like we are all given our deck of cards. So
How you play it.
Okay, Moffat. Kindly answer the question for us.
Same question?
Yes, same question. So at any point in the pregnancy, after you found out and everything, what scared you the most and how did you react?
I'd say I'm one person who likes planning, and I like planning for every bit. I like to be in control of every bit of my life. So if something is out of my control, first thing first, I always try to pre-plan before I even get to the most uncertain bit. So yeah, it's dependent. I don't think I have a perfect answer for it. I'd say if I was planning to have it with you, I'll take it up, and if I wasn't planning, I'll probably we take other alternative measures.
And what are these alternative measures?
Like termination or something.
And what if the lady is not willing to?
Then for me, I'll have to come in when I come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Keith. Tuambie, what scared you the most?
What scared me the most is bringing life to the world. And we all have had stories. Beside the fact that life ni God given, so unajua mona someone is pregnant and a child is on the way. So your time ya giving birth, like for me previously nimewaka kwa hospital setup and kuna na hizo complications mob zenye nimeziona ama nimesikia. Where I was ilikuwa ni umesikia. So most of the complications zenye nilikuwa nimesikia zilikuwa zina scare. So that was my biggest scare, that mtoto ata come to term and delivery itakuwa successful. That was my biggest scare. But not at 100% scary, because life ni God given. Yeah.
So during the pregnancy period, women are emotional and you're told unafaa kuwadekeza kama mayai. And definitely you'll have one or two fights. So maybe tell us in a scenario whereby you fought with your pregnant wife or your pregnant girlfriend, and how did you handle it? We start with Babu.
All right, so I can say maybe an instance where like it was a bit different, because the next time they tried that thing, it was a totally different outcome.
Different outcomes several times. The first instance ilikuwa different.
The first instance is she was I can say second trimester. We had a bit of a physical altercation. So
what was the cause?
Huh?
What was the cause?
I don't remember the cause. I only remember the battle. Yeah, so I remember I got a demand for a conversation. I was not willing to give a conversation. To go to a bit of a physical kidogo. And kakaliwa mazee kwa bed. I'm sat on with a heavily pregnant woman.
Take two meeting yako pole pole.
And she's lashing at me, and yeah, like you look at her and she's expectant. There's actually nothing much you can do. Like you can't even like try and get her off yourself, because you might exert a bit more force and anguke chini. It can like really spiral. So I just took my beating, and because even if I went to no court of public opinion, no one would understand me. It would be excusable. So I just took my beating, and when I had the opportunity, I slid off and I walked out of the situation. So yeah, ideally I walked out of the situation, that particular fight.
Uliamua kupige uende tu.
Sasa mwanamke mjamzito anaweza nipiga aje? So all I have to do is protect my head. Hizi nipiga ngumi ambavu avunje mbavu. Sitapiga choke mwenyewe. Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah.
Tuambie yako. One of your biggest fights.
You see, we have had stories that when a woman gets pregnant, she gets cravings, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I thought those were just stories until that time came. So one time I was coming from work, and she wanted chicken nuggets, I think, from KFC, and she was specific. She wanted chicken nuggets from KFC. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I think it was around the 20s, that 20 thereabout, you know, financials are not financing. So I tried to avoid to find a different escape. All in all, I tried to delay. So it reached a point she said she doesn't want the nuggets, and I said, okay, now I'm coming home. And when I reached home, so I decided now to surprise her. So I went, bought the nuggets, and took them to her. Little did I know that it was going to be a different case after now deciding to take what she wanted. So she had moved from that stage of craving nuggets, and she wanted something different. Yeah, so that is, especially those are the things that we were having arguments about, the cravings.
Yeah. Okay, Moffat, is this something that you've experienced? Okay, let's move forward. So we go to the point of now shopping, baby shopping. Uh-huh. You know, women want to buy everything nice for their children. They want to get this, they want to get that, they want to get that. So during that period, ulikuwa sawa kimfuko? Kama ukuwa sawa kimfuko, how did you handle the whole charade?
For shopping, I think it's something that we planned. We were deliberate, so planned on this particular day we'll go and buy these particular items. After we've bought those particular items, we plan for the next. So pregnancy is a long journey. A whole 9 months, you will plan for baby's clothes, baby's diapers, baby coat, maybe heater. There's so many things that the baby would need, including now also planning for the aftercare when the child comes. Yeah, so I had planned myself well.
So hakuna point yenye mulifika kaona kitu akasema I want this.
Definitely there are those, but now you control. As a man, you have to control all these situations. The most important is how you handle the situation, because you will find she wants this and you will never use. She wants that and you will never use. Yeah. Probably, let's say for instance, you uko Ushago, unaishi Ushago, and then someone tells you nataka stroller ya kutembesha mtoto. Utatembesha mtoto kwa barabara ya matope. You see, so you have to control the situation. Yeah.
Kita alikuwa anafanya resource allocation.
Yeah, definitely.
Anasema utaleta tender lakini ni yeye ataidishwe kama hiyo tender ita go through ama hapana.
Budget.
Budget hairuhusu.
You have to know which boxes are you going to tick. Like you have discussed, you have agreed. Then when the other things start coming up, you have to find a way of, we will get it or not. Yeah.
So it's there like there's core things zenye mnakwanga mmejua this is core and then this is now any additional things zenye mtanini.
A child has basics. Food, clothes, and shelter, of course, mnaishi na yeye. So those are basics. So food atanyonya mama yake. So we lazima ulishe mama yake. Yeah, so those are basics. Clothes now maybe you'll have to buy. Yeah. So you can't say that within 9 months you can fail to get, let's say, 2,000 for buying nguo za mtoi. Yeah.
Okay. Babu.
So me usually say is 9 months is a long time. So it's enough time for you to plan. So when I say plan, it's enough time for you to plan and itemize everything. When I itemize everything, this is what is required, blah, blah, blah. This is the costing and everything. And then you're now able to like prioritize them so that there's a definite plan. But then what I usually say as a guy, don't involve yourself into the nitty-gritties of what exactly is purchased, because it will exhaust you mentally and also really, really drain you. If you agree that this is the cost of something and you have like a plan on how you're gonna be able to raise the funds up to that particular point, once you allocate those resources, you just take it off your box. So whether it is procured or not your monkey, not your circus. Akisema nataka diapers, decide kuna napkins, wewe muangalie tu.
Bora budget.
Bora asikuja kuambia stories sijui nini like
Yeah.
Okay. So Moffat, no experience, yes. But now, maybe in future. So how do you think you will handle that situation? Your wife or your girlfriend wants a specific thing that's maybe outside your budget or outside the budget. How will you handle that situation? And she's heavily pregnant.
No, I just same thing everyone amesema. There's what's core. That's whatever tuna work towards. Anything else that's extra can come at a later stage.
But how do you get to know that thing is extra and it's not core?
Of course, kuna basic. And if someone tells me something, the same case, ukikuja uniambie mtoto ana need nini? Mtoto ana need something yenye maybe anaweza need after 3 months ama 4 months, then why should I buy it earlier? Si akuja azaliwe kwanza then I buy it later. There's whatever ana need earlier than that. There's whatever ata need after. Let's say mtoto hajazaliwa, you've seen a cute bicycle or something, pale ushaanza kuniambia to get this bicycle because the baby is a girl, we get this bicycle and all that. I'm not buying that bicycle. Mtu yeye atakuja tununue bicycle after 1 year.
Yeah, you see also the gaps that for me I tend to see here. You find ladies like they want things that are not really material at that time. Yeah. And forgetting that there is a core, there is a hospital bill that you might need to incur. That is a core. So you want a bicycle, yet you have not, maybe we have allocated this money for something, then you want, it doesn't make sense. And then also you find I'd say where the other guys that we have had this discussion with, and maybe they have had challenges in that 9 months, you find they are not told, they are not given the details of what is needed, because this is now for a man. Getting this information is a bit hard. So if it's not coming from your person, then it becomes a little bit hard to handle. Yeah.
So during this period, the woman and the child are the core people, or wao ndo wanakuanga the core focus, and definitely you as men mnakuanga na emotions and everything, but now my question would be, how do you manage your emotion during that whole period? Isikai ni kama hata wewe so inakani kama you're fighting for attention with your woman, with the pregnant woman. How do you manage your emotions during that period?
Mofat, how do you manage your emotions during that period?
I don't think wanaume wanakuanga na emotions, but I don't think wanaume wanakuanga na emotions even that much yenye wana need kuweka mbele or something at now you want your emotions to be in need.
I guess the question that Vivian wants to ask here is attention deficit after when the child comes, right?
No, during now the period.
During
there
the
is now
pregnancy.
after, during the pregnancy.
During the pregnancy, of course, there will be a lot of nagging. I need you to do this. So of course, attention. You are being attended to. You are being asked so many things. So you are there. But when the child comes now, for me, that's where I can say that's where now there is no attention now.
So during that period, you don't feel like the nagging and everything will take a toll in your mind or even your emotions, and uko like, ai, hata inafika pahali unajifanya sasa.
Hii imezidi.
Of course, now you see the nagging when it becomes too much. You can't tell someone that is too much. You have to evade or something like that. But it's there. It's there. Emotionally, how to address or how to handle it depends also.
So you swallow your emotions. Unasema
Mine or hers?
yours.
Mine, you can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So babu, wewe ni wakumeza ama unamwambia hata wewe sasa hapo umezidi?
No, you see, what happens is that during the pregnancy time, it's you guys are having a shared objective. You have a shared goal. There's a child that you want to come onto the earth. You want the child to come on safely and everything. So also by virtue of that time, you are a very critical part in the success of this child coming. So the fact that there is no child to physically be given attention definitely means you as the father will be getting some attention. So before the child gets here, there is no problem. Attention can't be issue and emotions. So you can emotionally leverage on each other because there is a third party who's coming, but they have not yet arrived.
Not yet, yeah.
They are coming. They have not like arrived yet, yeah.
Okay. So Mofat, would you be able to manage your woman's emotions at that time?
Yeah, I can be able. Why should I not be able to manage her emotions?
So akikuja akwambie toka kwa nyumba utatoka?
Ina depend natoka naenda wapi.
Akikwambia kuna kwenda club.
Ananiambia nitoke ni.
Akikwambia toka uende unatoka kwanza.
Sinatoka kwanza niende alafu nirudi.
Akikwambia kuna kwenda clubbing, what will you do?
See, of course I'll find a creative way of going to club. Naweza endea diaper na nisirudi. Naweza endea maziwa na nisirudi, niende kwanza club ni.
Ngoja ufike hapo tu.
Naendea maziwa na nachukua some few minutes away kidogo alafu nirudi. But anyway, I think again if back to the point nilikuwa nasema earlier, if it's something that we've planned we are doing, I'll definitely be involved in it. But if it's something that I wasn't planning to do, it's not going to affect how my schedule was supposed to go. I'll stick to my schedule. Yeah.
So during this period, kuna kuangana the pregnancy scares. Have you experienced it and how did you handle it? Maybe anakuambia the water has broken, ama some blood stains and everything. Did you experience any kind of pregnancy scares before the 9 months, and how did you handle it?
Mi pregnancy scare najua ni zile tu zenye naweza kuwa niko na ball ama sina ball. Hizi zingine mimi sijui.
You're the only scare.
Ndio scare yenye mimi najua peke yake. Hizi zingine sijui.
If the water is broken, the water is broken. Hakuna in between.
Yeah. But you see kuna mchezo like you can play with each other or something. For me, I think there is a time she attempted akamwaga maji, then she called me and I'm like, the fuck? Just a small prank. Yeah. that was not, it was not at his scare or something, because you know when it's during that journey, yeah, you're expecting anything, so it's not a scare per se, you know. It's, if the baby is coming, it's coming, yeah, unless maybe now, which we never experienced, maybe someone else who has experienced, maybe the woman having complications and all that. Like for me, we didn't have any.
So what were your expectations? You know, there is the pre-assumptions that people do have in their heads about the pregnancy journey and everything. So what are some of the things that ulikuwa unathani itakuwa hivyo, but it was totally different now during that period?
Baba, ilikuwa kama venye ilikuwa kwa movie. Ama sika venye ilikuwa kwa movie.
I don't know how well to address that question, but I think for me, I was flowing with the situation. Yeah, there are those expectations that, you know, the pregnancy is like this, like I said previously, the cravings part. Yeah, so I was expecting it to happen, and it really happened. At some point for me, I was saying, these women, they just pretend and just want to find a way of putting you in a cage or something like that. But no, I think at that time the ladies have a myriad of emotions. So emotions is part of the cravings. So yeah.
Okay, Babu, your expectations versus the reality.
Honestly, me, I didn't have any expectations. When I say I didn't have any expectations, it's like 9 months is a long time. A lot of things can happen in 9 months. Pregnancy, it's a whole range of outcomes. So like, you can't fix yourself on expectations. It is God's plan. Let it unfold the way it unfolds.
Okay, so the period, that 9-month period, hiyo sasa mwezi ya 9. Mulikuwa mnafilaje, like, you know, in the movies we see like the dad endo anakuanga na the bag every time, ana check up on the wife, and they're like, mtoto anakuja. So like, did it happen like that, ama when you two alikujanga tu then mkasikianga mtu ako hosi? Were you even there?
Personally, I can say I was there. When it comes to the dramatics of the movies, like I said, it's a very natural process. Like, whatever happens. Yeah.
Okay.
I was there. We had planned. We knew what is coming. We had prepared ourselves. So we knew, like you do a scan. A scan will tell you the EDD. That is the estimated delivery date. So it tells you it can be plus or minus 2 weeks. So when you clock the 38 weeks, you know, here now we start waiting. We are on our toes. Yeah. And when that time comes, it comes. It has arrived.
So during that period, you had the bags packed ready?
Yeah, of course, that was not my bit of doing, but the bag was there, had been prepared. We did it last minute. I hear there are people who pack the bag to 7 months, thereabout, yeah. Well, we packed, I think, after 38 weeks.
Okay, now we are in the labor process and everything, right? So what is the one, let me say, useless thing that you did when it comes to helping, that uliona hata wewe hapa by the hata sikuwa nafaa kufanya hivi?
This will be controversial, but to be honest, you're supposed to be there for your woman, right? But when you are there, she becomes weaker. Yeah, she becomes weaker. She can't push. She can't, you know. She has been told to do this. She doesn't want to do because you are there. You know.
Over rely on you, sir, and your energy.
You know, like you have, like she wants you to bombeleza her. You know, usilie, nivumilia, blah blah blah, which is okay, and that is what we are supposed to do. But also, she's supposed to be strong and all that. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Babu, wewe your period, what was that one useless thing ulifanya and you are like, hata irisingefanya hivyo by the way kusaidia?
There's not much that a guy does in a labor ward anyway. There is actually everything. everything can happen without you being there. Maybe need to moral support, but it's never here nor there, because kuna wanakuja napiga shughuli yao hapo peke yao solo na udia boy, kuna wanakuja with the whole army bado.
So none of you helped during that process of breathe, namsaidia hata kupumua. You know, we saw like anaitwaje DJ whatever and
yes
alikuwa anaambia bibi yake nasikia kushuta anaambia bibi yake shoot ama nyamba like
I think those are content for me. I'd say like Babu has said, your work there is neither here nor there.
It's insignificant.
It's just the moral support, of which if you are not there, the nurses happen. That is their role now. That is the role of nurses. They will take that woman through that process in the right way. Because if you're there, even the nurses will not come and attend to your woman as they should, because you're interfering. Yes. Yeah. If you're in hospital, I think probably you experience it. Yeah. The nurses will attend to these other people who
appear neglected.
Yes. And they will not come to. And remember, you as a husband, you're not you're not an expert in that process. So I think men should be there, but come and ingia toka, so that the nurses can also attend to you.
So were any of you in the labor room during the process at any given point?
Moffat.
Mimi ni wanas. Mimi nilo kwa chenas.
Me, I'd say I've been in the labor room both instances, because I wanted to see the process. Also, I can say in my growing up, I had interest in medicine or something like that, which never came to life. So it was my first time being in a theater. In a theater or a delivery room, whatever the case. Yeah.
Babu, uliingia ama ulisema acha ngangane?
Mimi umejua, like as a guy kwa labor room, but it is neither here nor there. It only gives you confidence that the child that came out of that woman is the one that you guys went home with. But that it's not like proof that she's your child. Uko tu sure like amkugeuziwa. Maybe uligeuziwa kabla mfike.
Also unaweza sema maybe hugeuziwa, but if you look at how that process goes, like the child has been amejifungua, amerapiwa nini. There is a part ya maybe kuenda kupatiwa nan kama mama bado hajaanza kutoa maziwa. It can happen there.
But
you still not know.
With a child you'll be able to, like, you can see a child macho ya mtoto unaweza ona, like the things that will be able to tell you, like
those guys when they are just fresh like this, they have,
you can tell some there is some features you can
yes
tell.
There are some, but yeah.
But it's not like you go and tell a child, you know me, I was there in the labor room when you're being born. It's neither here nor there.
But for emotional support and moral support and things like that.
Who's emotional support?
The woman.
That woman is in pain, doesn't even know you're there. She can't. Maybe she only hears your voice in the background.
Anasikia tu ka story kwa nyuma.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so the first moment that you held your child, unajua mtoto akitoka when they are delivered, they are not looking akaangi vizuri sana. So what was your first thought? Is the baby ugly? Is the baby what was your first thought?
Yeah. Unajua nikiambia babu hapa mtoto anaweza geuzwa huko, kwa sababu when you look at, it's very tiny. The shapes have not even, yeah. So the structures, I think a baby, the first few 12 hours, there's a lot of transformation that happens. The environmental impact now, find a lot of changes. Yeah, but holding your baby is a wonderful feeling. Yeah.
So you never had now the thought like, kana kaji?
No.
Alikuwa amejua chini ameleta. Amekukontented na kitu yake.
So we are used to carrying the babies after at least a month or 2 months after sasa wamezaliwa. Now the same way Keith is saying ni kadogo. So you feel like ni fragile. Unaweza kaguza hivi kanini. So were you scared on a scale of 1 to 10? How scared were you just holding him? Like being a first time dad, like the first son, how did you feel like holding them akiwa hivyo kadogo?
You just hold for a few minutes, and not even minutes, and then give back to the nurse to do the thing that moment. Also, when you go back home, you find us men, we don't have that. Is that natural? How to hold the baby naturally and all that. The mother, it's more natural than us. So most of the times the mother will be holding the baby. And even hata tuseme, Anna is usually not holding sana because that baby will be placed just somewhere sana, then kunyonyesha. Yeah.
So as we come to the conclusion of this segment, I would want to understand, how did you guys feel now after the baby has been born? How was it for you, the sleepless night, and also maybe how did you feel when it comes now to the attention? Did you feel like the attention shifted to the child?
For me, I'd say yes, attention really shifted from Tori, and there were sleepless nights, especially the first few nights. You don't know how to you have to make sure that the child is sleeping and all that. So the first few nights, of course, the child sleeps well, but after that, now the frequency of waking up at night now starts. Yeah, so frequency comes up, and sleepless nights starts. So, but it's not that much. Like for me, my experience is not that bad. Find like you're waking up maybe 2 or 3 times in a night, just to make sure when the baby is awake. Of course, you will also find yourself waking up, and the following day you have to go to work. It's a bit strenuous, but a responsibility that you have to bear. Yeah.
So mlipanga before like shift ya usiku ni shift yako ama?
Okay, hata kama shift yako, what do you do? What can you do?
Unauliza like night ni shift zako ama? No, how like, did you guys agree nani anaamka?
What I can say is when the child wakes up, of course the mother has to breastfeed. That's the most important. The child will wake up because of 2 or 3 things. Either food, the diaper is heavy, or she wants to eat, or she's crying because he wants to sleep. So and food is nothing much you can do other than just console the mother and try to make sure that she sees that you're also awake with her, because if you're not awake with her, the following day you'll be told, naona lalaga tu hata ujuange kama mtoto ameamka unaniachia, so you have to at least
Babu?
Genuinely and honestly, I do not have experience or a comment.
But you were there during that.
Huh? I can't like sit down and recollect and say there's a time I lost sleep because the baby was crying somewhere. Maybe I sleep heavily. Or maybe the babies were disciplined. Yeah, generally, yeah.
But true, the experience varies depending now with the child, because there are those people who will say, oh, mtoto wako na colic. I don't know even what colic is. But experience is the spectrum of experience is very wide, and people have so many different experiences. I think our viewers can give us their views on, or their comments on how it is. Yeah.
Last piece of advice for the new dads or the upcoming dads in town.
Moffat.
I wouldn't advise anyone, Mimi, about kids and whether to have or not to have. I think that's a personal decision. Yenye kila mse anafaa jimekie at their own level. If you want to have, you have. If you feel like pia it's not your cup of tea, pia I think chukua tu pati yako. Yeah. That's from me.
From me, I'd tell you 2 things. The first one is don't panic. Don't panic, like relax, think it through, breathe through. It's never life or death. Like don't panic. And the other thing, if you've not decided that it's a journey you want to take, just be intentional. As long as you're intentional and your intentions are correct, the universe and God will find a way of making sure that you stay above water.
Yeah. Like Jonah has said, intention is the most important thing. If you're going to become a new dad, then definitely you have to be ready to just be a dad. So take up the responsibility where you can, where you can't. Also, you can assign your friends and relatives to assist. You know, it's bringing up a child as an individual is very hard. That's what I can say. Not everyone can. I even don't know how our parents managed to successfully raise us. So, and that is why I think we get to get people to help us. You find the two of you, you're still looking for another person to help you in the journey, but it's not at the hard or something like that. It's because of the responsibilities that you have to go and look for other things. Yeah.
All right, so that has been it from us. Tukonongelea mainly the role of a male partner in the pregnancy journey. I'm sure you guys as viewers, everyone has their own unique journey. So you can tell us what you think about our insights. You can also give us your comments on interacting with our page. Like, leave your comments, like, subscribe. We want to hear from you. If you don't necessarily agree with us, like, come out and voice yourself. It's a very open place. Everyone has a right on opinion, so you can air yours, we've aired ours. And thank you for watching us.
Yeah.